How's it? And welcome back. So let's talk a bit about Robert Monroe's gateway tapes and compare them to regular binaural beats that you can get elsewhere. Where yesterday was the first time I did 2 sessions back to back, specifically to try and see if I could notice a big difference between them. And I actually shot this video yesterday. I shot like a bunch of videos yesterday, but it was stormy around here. And then in particular, when I was shooting the earlier version of this video, it started to pour like super hard. It was really noisy. I tried to clean up the audio to make it sound half decent, but it just kept sounding terrible. So I'm reshooting it now. When it comes to the binaural beats that you can get elsewhere, I used my Enkidu Mind Machine right here. If you don't know what Mind Machines are, they essentially combine light machines with binaural beats where the lights coming out, flashing out of the machine are synced up to the same frequencies of the binaural beats. And you can essentially use it as a meditation aid to help you get to deeper meditative states. When it comes to binaural beats, if you don't know what those are, I do believe Robert Monroe himself came up with it and kind of invented it. So they're also referred to as hemisync as well. So what he found was if you have one sound frequency coming into one ear versus the other, your brain will bridge the gap between the two, and you can essentially force dominant brain waves to be going on, which you can then use to help you get to deeper meditative states. Now, when it comes to binaural beats and Robert Monroe's gateway stuff, it's very crucial to make sure you have good sound quality. But like more important than that, and kind of like the most important thing, you have to make sure that the audio is split up correctly, right? They can't be coming out in mono where you have the same sounds coming into each ear. That ruins the whole thing. But well, you'll find a lot, especially with Robert Monroe stuff that you can find for free on YouTube or wherever else online, is that sometimes the audio won't be split up completely, where in the beginning of his tracks, he'll be saying stuff like, okay, right now you should only hear me in one ear. I think it's your right ear. You should only hear me in your right ear, right? But then if you listen closely to your left, you'll hear a little bit of his voice bleeding through onto the left, thus showing you that that's not split correctly. So if you do want to find some free versions of Robert Monroe stuff, make sure that it's split properly. Personally, I found some pretty good quality ones on SoundCloud, so search that out if you're interested. And then even for the regular binaural beat stuff, because when you find binaural beat tracks on YouTube, you cannot really tell if it's split properly or not. That's why I wanted to make sure to use my fancy, expensive Mind Machine here, because I do know it's split properly. I just made sure to turn the light function all the way down or off and only listen to the audio part of it. So with all that preamble out of the way, this will be short. Was there a big difference between the two that I could notice? No, there wasn't, right? And I do know there's some people out there who really like Robert Monroe stuff and they'll swear by it making a huge difference. And maybe it does for them. I don't use binaural beats or Robert Monroe stuff all that often. But for me personally, I couldn't really tell a difference between the two. Also, when it comes to binaural beats, there's different types, right? You have kind of ones that are just more to ambient type sounds. You have ones that are more musically oriented. Then you have ones that are just like straight white static noise type. And I mean, the static noise one is actually kind of cool, but personally, I like the more musically oriented ones. The problem with that is you have to find tracks where you like the entire song, essentially, because sometimes there'll be some pretty drastic changes, in the song, and it can just throw you off, right? You'll be in a nice zone, vibing with whatever whatever is going on that you're listening to, and then it just totally changes, can throw the whole thing off. So I don't really appreciate that. Even with Robert Monroe stuff, we'll have some drastic changes in the binaural beats that you're listening to. And also he talks a lot in them, which I did find beneficial the first time listening to it. But after you've gone through it multiple times and you hear him say the same things, personally, I would rather him just not talk and just have it be just straight the binaural beat audio track versions. And also there are some parts of Robert Monroe's gateway tapes that I like far better than others. So it would be cool, if I had some software on my computer or something where I could like get these files and then just like cut out the parts I don't like and then extend the parts that I do like and just have like a 20-30 minute session of just the good parts, which I'm sure is possible, but I'm too lazy to go ahead and figure out how to do that. But anyway, with that said, that is it. If you've ever tried Robert Monroe's gateway tapes and other binaural beats, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm always trying to get up in there and make sure I reply back to everyone. And that is it. Until the next video, keep your meditation practice legit.